Rio Ngumoha, your chain is real. What are Liverpool cooking? I made a video about 2 days ago doing the best player from every age, from 15 all the way up to 40s. And all the Liverpool fans were shouting, Rio Ngumoha, Rio Ngumoha. Obviously, you know, I was unfamiliar because I don't know every single 16-year-old in the universe. I think that would be a bit weird, but I said, okay, no problem. I found out this morning that Liverpool are playing Yokohama, and I said, you know what? Let me tune in. Before that, I'd seen this compilation. I think they played Milan a few days ago. And I'm going to be honest, as a completely objective, unbiased channel, the comp wasn't moving me that much because it looked like someone could argue it was a bit of a fail comp in terms of he was just kind of getting fouled a lot or losing the ball quite a bit. But you could see what was there. But watching this game, Liverpool fans, I get it. I get it. I know it's just Yokohama. Like, I understand, but sometimes you can just watch a player and see what happens. We'll go through the game, and then obviously because he played the second half about half an hour, but we'll quickly explain what happened before that because I'm sure Liverpool fans have many other reasons to be excited. Because first and foremost, obviously, yeah, they went 1-0 down. Slight aura farming defending from Van Dijk, if we're being honest about it, but they had some good ballers, I can't lie. They had a couple techie players that were sliding through balls. They were kind of getting in behind quite a lot in Liverpool's backline. I even saw former Arsenal player Rio Ngumoha looking sharp. And I sat back like Ian Wright when he saw Mr. Pigdom for the first time since me and him left school to go and play for Greenwich Borough back in 1985. For those of us who remember. The Japanese team held their own. But as soon as they went 1-0 down, Liverpool woke up and decided to start kicking ball. Verts got his first goal. It was a decent run from Jones, I'll be real. He didn't quite seem in control of the ball. Gave it to Salah. Salah cut it back, and obviously, you know, the ball found its way to Verts to score his first Liverpool goal. I liked his little interview afterwards as well when he was speaking to all the Japanese fans. Fair enough, 1-1. Then before too long, Nyoni fired home. And again, I'm watching this thinking, hold on a minute. Since when did Abs Busquets stand for Liverpool? But once again, fair play. He seemed alright. Again, didn't really get to see much of him because it is a bit of a small cameo. But someone who had a limited window and completely moved me was Rio Ngumoha himself. He came on around minute 60, 65. And he was taking everyone on non-stop. It's what I love to see from a winger. Me personally, I hate wingers that are just like timid. They don't really take on guys. They get the ball and they're already conditioned like a robot. Give it back to your fullback. Give it back to your fullback. He was chopping in, chopping out. Like I couldn't even tell what foot he was for the first 10 minutes. Again, against Milan, his end product was kind of lacking. But here, it was a different story. He was getting his shots off and he was hitting them on target. And then, of course, the moment that finally, I believe he deserved and he'd been waiting for. Because you could tell at a point, he was like, you know what? I can't like big up you, man, but I want to get my goal. He's picked up the ball from the halfway line and carried it about 30, 40 yards to the edge of the box. Now, I'm not going to act like he beat like 4 or 5 man like he was Lionel Messi or something. But he carried the ball well. And right as you're thinking, okay, what are you going to do now? Because as a youngster, you can get a bit excited, like a rabbit in the headlights or whatever, or like a deer running on the motorway when you're trying to go to Essex. So I'm thinking, all right, are you going to be composed? Are you going to make the right choice? I'm thinking maybe play the ball outside for a little cutback. He shifts it ever so slightly past the defender to create a bit of space, and from maybe 16, 17 yards, just inside the box, wraps it, goes into the bottom corner, runs off celebrating, of course. It's a very proud moment for him, for his family. And I sat there like, hold on a minute. So you mean to tell me these Liverpool guys today just sold Luis Diaz for 80 million to Bayern Munich, and they've slightly not even lost out? Because as you guys know, I'm a vocal person. Like I don't really get swayed by other people's opinions. You guys can rate Luis Diaz super highly if you want. I don't. I never have been a Luis Diaz fan, and I probably never will be. To get 80 million from that guy is a massive steal. I'm not saying Rio is his level yet or will be. I'm just saying they may not be missing that money too much, especially given that they may be going on to spend that one on Isak. So my question now, though, what does happen to this front line? Because again, Verts scored his goal. He's someone that likes to operate in the left-hand spaces. Ekitike is obviously here for 90 million, signed a couple weeks ago. If they are to get Isak, and I saw a video on this from the good mate James Alcott, for some reason he was getting cooked for saying he doesn't quite know how they're going to fit together. Isak, Ekitike, Verts, Salah and everyone together. And I don't really see why he was getting cooked. I understand that, of course, especially when you're in every competition, you're going to be playing, what, 70, 75 games a season. I understand the need for rotation, but as far as I'm concerned, and especially a team like Liverpool, who, you know, are so well run efficiently for the last however many years, you aren't spending 90 million on Ekitike to be like, you know what, okay, cool. Yeah, we're going to play you sometimes here and there. You might get some Carabao minutes. He's obviously here to start, which begs the question then, is it going to be a system change? Because he said, yeah, I'd love to play with someone up front. That could mean Salah. I don't know. If you bring in Isak and you want to play two up top, that means you're now going to switch what made your midfield work so well, which was having the three of them, to have Salah as a right mid, even further away from goal. So I'm intrigued by what they're going to do. I'm not saying it's going to be a terrible failure in any stretch of the imagination. Far from it. I think they've got reasons to be excited. Frimpong, by the way, sorry, I forgot to mention earlier for one of the goals. It was the Nyoni goal. Frimpong, the way he whipped it, I was seeing the Trent flashbacks. Again, I watched a bit of the Milan game, little snippets, and I saw a tweet saying that they've signed Raheem Sterling because he was pretty much spending his whole game on the byline trying to cut it back. Well, today, there were no questions about his deliveries because he put in 2 or 3 good balls actually, but Noni was the only one that converted. Nice little volley, I guess, flying in at the back post. So fair play to Frimpong as well. Endo came on and got the biggest cheer of the whole game. Obviously, you know, all the Japanese fans, they're loving seeing him come on for Van Dijk. But as exciting as it all is there a slight danger, maybe, like, hear me out, that there could be a bit of cohesion lacking there? Because surely if Isak is to come, he is the main man, and I don't believe in what people are saying of, yeah, he can play off the left because he did that cold dribble against Everton. Guys, this is one of the top 5 strikers on the planet right now. You are not shifting Alexander Isak for a guy who, look, he may have a lot of talent. Again, people have been asking me, where is the Hugo Ekitike Bombasso video? Where is the transfer video? I am an honest man. Unlike many people on this platform and other platforms, if I've not really seen the guy, I'm not going to start commenting and yapping or waffling about someone. I've only ever watched him against Spurs, and yes, I know he scored a goal and did like the cool Henry celebration, but other than that, I'm going to keep it real. Spurs locked him up. I barely saw him. So I'm not going to make a whole video rating his signing, his ability. I don't know is the honest answer to how good he can be. But what I do know is that he's probably come here expecting to play. For that kind of price tag, you are expected to play. Salah is, of course, it's unfathomable that he will be dropped. And that's not to mention Gakpo, who, yeah, sure, he didn't bag today, but this season has been one of their more reliable players. If you can get everything working and flowing with harmony, then, look, Liverpool are cooking up something serious, I'll be honest, because that kind of firepower added last year, at times, I almost felt sorry for Salah, because even though, sure, from February onwards, he was trolling and completely messed up the assist record, on his own regard at some point as well, we have to factor in that he was whipping it to guys like Darwin Núñez, and he was still putting up record numbers. So perhaps we see now with Wirtz, with Ekitike, with Rio Ngumoha maybe getting more and more minutes here and there, that there's less of a burden on him. Because let's not forget as well, bro, he's in his 30s now. I know we say it every year, but surely Salah can't keep doing this. Like, he cannot put the entire club on his back. And that's not to disrespect, you know, Alisson and Van Dijk. But going forward, let's keep it real again. It's literally give the ball to Salah and hope for the best. But now teams are going to have to think more. Because, yeah, sure, you can double up. You can triple up on Mo Salah. But guess what? You're just giving Florian Wirtz spare space to play. You're leaving space for huge Ekitike to get his head on things. And you're giving space for the likes of Rio Ngumoha to express himself more creatively. I don't know what Liverpool's plans are for him this season. He is literally just 16 years old. I believe he's turning 17 next month. In a team that's fighting for the title, it is very difficult to kind of find the time to give these guys minutes, right? The same, I'm going to make a video on Max Dowman as well because, look, spoiler alert, we're going to make it a series, right? Where we're going to be saying, you know what? Your chain is real. So there will be a Max Dowman video coming very soon. We're going to also have one for your watch is fake. That's going to be players that I'm not really feeling. Everyone rates them super highly, but I'm watching them thinking, the numbers don't quite add up to what I'm seeing with my eyes. So far, so good though. If I'm Liverpool, I'd probably say, you know what? As talented as you are, have a little loan to like a Sunderland, a team that's, you know, going to be fighting for survival, but also got some exciting youngsters in there you can try and break in, or maybe even upper championship, because again, you are very young. You need to kind of get physically ready for the game. I can't really make any bold statements, bearing in mind, again, it is a half-an-hour cameo against Yokohama. So for me to go overboard will be a bit ridiculous, but I really like what I've been seeing. I'm sure the Liverpool fans are going to be doing their Ballon d'Or campaigns. And listen, you know what? As you should, because as a football fan, there's nothing more exciting for your team than seeing a youngster come through and cement their place in the first team. Although, I'm hearing that he actually came from Chelsea. So is it another Chelsea lost gem to Liverpool? I guess we'll wait and see. As always, keep liking the video, keep your comments coming, keep the shares coming. We are on, what, day 7 now of uploading daily, and eventually the 100k plaque is going to be on the way. Let me know what youngster you're investing in this season from both your team and another team around the world, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Bosh.